Hey guys, welcome to today's stream. We got a special one for you today. Got the Powerhouse team with me. They're going to be introducing themselves and let you know how they came about being part of the team and what they're bringing to the table. So if you guys want to just introduce yourself, I think that'd be a great start.
Yeah, sure. Happy to kick off. Hi, everyone. So I'm Rob. I'm the new Chief Operating Officer for BOM. So just in the process of coming on board, and that'll be the case that I'm fully with BOM PegHub from towards the end of September. So just to tell you a bit about myself, I've worked in TradFi for the last 15 years. I'm currently a senior manager with one of the UK's largest banks. I've got quite a broad background. It spans program management, HR, product management, done a lot of work in the regulatory compliance space, along with systems implementation work as well. So looking forward to leveraging all of that. And a key focus for me will be making sure that for BOM, for PegHub, we've got a really clear view of our forward-looking strategy. We've got real rigor around the execution of that. And of course, that you guys as our investors have a clear view of what's going on as well. Alongside that, we'll also be looking after some of the key business management that it takes to run a company in terms of its HR, risk management practices, etc. So yeah, really excited to be here and get to know all of you guys that are part of the community. I'll pass over to Sanchez. Do you want to go next?
Sure.
Just hold off 1 second. I just noticed we only have like 5 viewers right now. I'm not sure if we didn't share this as much as we usually do. We usually have 20 or 30 for the start. Did we not share the link perhaps, or that some really low numbers? Maybe we should get a few more people in here.
Yeah. Maybe we could talk about our feelings for a little while.
Always good.
Well, numbers are starting to pick up now. But anyways, we're recording it too, so people will get to watch afterwards. Yeah, if you want to go ahead, Sanchez, I think we can proceed.
Sure. Hi, everyone. Sanchez here. You'll see me on the Discord and the Telegram with the same handle. Starting here as a Chief Commercial Officer, responsible for the performance of the overall PegHub, including revenue generation, building that TVL up, and overseeing some of the marketing. So background on me, I've been around for about 15 years with experience in business operations, overseeing businesses with over 10 million in revenue. Overseeing a team of 25 plus people. Been in crypto for about 7 years, anywhere from the start, from really mining crypto to investing in crypto to trading in crypto. And really, DeFi is an amazing opportunity that we could all get behind here. The yields that it could provide have amazing life-changing opportunity for all of us. So I'm really dedicated to helping bring that to everyone that invests with us and growing that community as well. So appreciate everyone, and thanks for being here. Pass it off to, let's see, Marco or Diamond.
Go for it.
Yeah, you said my name first, so I'll jump ahead. Marco here. I've been, I've been chatting in the community for probably since December. So I've been investing in BOM for a long time, and just really wanted to get my hands dirty, or getting into the thick of things with the whole protocol. So I'm bringing my experience. I've got over 10 years experience in digital marketing. So we're going to be seeing a lot more structured marketing, a lot more campaigns. We're also going to be working on some more traditional ideas to just really expand where we can actually target. And that's part of what I'm sure Aaron's going to be talking about with our new PegHub. We have whole new segments that we can now target, where we're not relying specifically on DeFi experts and the degens that already know all this. So we're going to have an entire new segment that we're going to be going after. So that's going to be a huge focus on our marketing. And I'm sure if you just browse around through crypto in the next week or two, you're likely going to come across some of our campaigns already. But yeah, so lots of efforts going into the marketing.
Exciting times.
Definitely. Hi, everybody. Diamond here. I'm sure most of you have seen me around. Been invested in Bomb since probably January. Been interested in Bomb and DeFi in general for a long time as well. I have a lot of experience in customer service and sales. Also have a couple degrees in science as a medical technologist. So I'm very focused on details, and I'm very proactive. I'm here helping everyone help the protocol in different needs it has. Been moderating for a while, but really going to be making sure that the protocols are evolving the way they should. But today we're talking about PegHub, I believe. Yeah. Thank you.
So at first, I just wanted to say, thanks to, all you guys for joining me today. And, I'm really excited about what's to come with all the skills that we all, bring to the table. And, I know at first organizing everything's been a little bit tough just because we're all trying to, fill all the gaps. And, while we get everything, coordinated, it's a little bit tougher than usual. But yeah, I'm really excited with the progress and very pumped for what's to come in the future. So thanks for those intros, guys. Let's talk a little bit about PegHub now. Let me share my screen after I get on the site. There we go. So I'm sure most of you have seen this fully redesigned PegHub landing page. It's also got a blog where we're going to be posting frequently. We've also developed a new app for this that was geared around ease of use. So as you can see here with the landing page, the goal is just to really get investors into our farms, because we feel our farms is, the best place to really earn high yield on your crypto and have, as close to 100% exposure to that crypto as possible, considering that our pairs are peg pairs. So, both assets, obviously one asset is the asset itself that you want exposure to, and the other is a peg to that asset. So it's as close to 100% exposure as you can get while still, tying in crazy high yields. So, we felt that the main thing that we needed to do was to present this to, new investors and, just new visitors to our ecosystem in a easy to understand way, showcase our APRs, not show any of the confusing things that are typically involved in a seniorage protocol. So of course we still have our seniorage protocols, that are powering our farms on PegHub, under the hood, and we're going to be launching more in the near future. So speaking of that, watch out for some votes coming up on the PegHub protocol, because we'll be doing votes in terms of which protocols to launch on next. But yeah, for anyone that hasn't explored this site, I highly recommend checking it out. It's, if you got friends that, you think they'd want to get into crypto, this is the perfect way to get started. It's really simple to understand. We've got, of course, the PegHub token here, which, we're definitely very bullish on. And as well, we have all of our farms in a very easy to access way, which you guys can see right here. So this is, for anyone that hasn't checked this out, again, highly recommend that you do. You could get into any of these farms just simply with, the main crypto that people are looking to stake. So for example, on Polkadot, people are going to want to stake their DOT and earn an excellent return. They can just come here, stake their DOT. Whenever they want to exit, they can pull it out in DOT. We've got rid of the LP options because can be confusing for a new user. We didn't take any functionality away. We still have our regular vault page that has all the features and all the vaults. But, this is kind of the one where we felt this is all of our flagship offerings that, new users would most recognize and most want to get involved in. So, we still have some, changes that we're making to this to improve ease of use and, functionality, but it's in a good state right now. And, we're, probably the most exciting part is that we actually have something that we can market and we can get new visitors to, and, they should be able to understand what we're offering and, the benefits of getting involved, and also be able to get involved very easily without, too much confusion. When we launched BitBomb and I did a bunch of AMAs, we got some great questions, but far too often people were saying, I'm confused. There's too much. I don't understand what's going on. So that's really what the PegHub redesign is aiming to address. We have the best farms to get pure exposure to whatever cryptos you like, get great returns, and, we just tied it all together with PegHub. So we're really excited about, the marketing that really is starting today for the most part. We're really excited to see what that does for the protocols. So and anyone that thinks that we're, changing our focus away from CZ Pegs and BitBomb, that's not the case at all. PegHub is the overarching, protocol that kind of controls those other protocols. So it's a great gateway to get into those other protocols without the complexity. So this is really just going to drive investors to our farms. If we drive investors to our farms, pegs jump up, there's buying, pressure on our tokens, and that's going to make the share tokens, go up in value, because now all of a sudden the boardrooms are going to be printing bean over peg, and the whole system just going to work extremely well. And, any issues that there are, we'll address them. We've got, a great team, as you guys saw, with everyone that introed themselves this morning. Or at the beginning of the video. So very exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would just echo everything you've said there, Aaron. I've seen a few comments in the community just around people going, "Oh, is this just another launch?" But that point around it being the piece that brings everything together and the opportunity to expand into new segments and investors who aren't as familiar with navigating DeFi. I just think this creates an awesome opportunity. So really excited about this redesign.
Yeah, like I've said right from day one of launching BOM, I've always felt really strongly about the BOM BTC-B pair. And we've just moved that into the the BIT BTC-B pair. But now we have all kinds of other really high quality cryptos that we have, the same opportunity on. So it's nothing's changed in terms of our vision. We're still offering what we feel is, one of the best investments possible for anybody that wants to get involved in crypto, especially with, the prices of, crypto assets right now. It's an excellent time to get involved, and, why not build your bags while you're doing it instead of just holding on to cryptos. So that's really what we're targeting here. And, we feel it's the right approach, and we'll make adjustments if any are necessary, and we'll keep tweaking things until we're at the point where we can convert visitors to PegHub into investors, and then we'll just pour on the marketing dollars. And it's a little bit more complicated than that, but to break it down simply, that's pretty much what we're going to do. Once we see that it's working and everything's in a great state, then we just pour on the marketing dollars and let things explode.
Yeah, and I think as well, the marketing drive is going to be huge, which in itself is exciting. But I think just emphasizing that the more collectively as a community we can do to share all of that marketing hype, it helps bring in new investors, which is great for them. They get to grow their blue chip stacks with some awesome APRs, but equally it helps the health of the protocol as well. So yeah, just ask everyone, if you're seeing our posts, please do just to share and get word out there.
Yeah, I mean that's how BOM hit 40 million TVL in the first couple of weeks, is because it was such a great opportunity that people felt obligated to tell everyone that they knew about it. And I think that despite what crypto markets are doing overall, I think that same story is still true to this day, right? So it is a great opportunity, and we really should be telling everyone that we know about it, and letting them earn on their blue chip cryptos, or even to just buy blue chip cryptos and get involved and start earning. Speaking of that, actually, for people that are really brand new, if people actually need to use a fiat on ramp, we have that built right into the PegHub site. So here you can buy your crypto, whatever crypto whichever one you want to get involved in. Just say you want to get involved in Atom. You can press buy here, and that'll let you swap whatever you want over to Atom. And then, you can come right back here and deposit your Atom and start earning, or it's not showing me the daily APR because I got a deposit in there, but it's, I think it's around 1% daily this is earning right now. So pretty incredible stuff. We've got
is pretty big.
Yeah. And we got a big, big marketing planned. We have an AMA coming up in 3.5 hours or so, and should be a big one. And banner ads and all kind of social campaigns. Actually, Mark, did you want to talk about some of the marketing stuff we got coming up, like maybe the ambassador program?
Yeah, so we've got, well, what you just mentioned, we've got some top tier AMAs that we're going to be targeting. And I'm sure folks that have joined us regularly have noticed that, like in some of the AMAs that we previously did, we may have wasted some of that, those eyeballs because they were looking at BitBomb and seeing this is just too confusing for me. And that's exactly what, as Aaron's showing, that's what we're addressing here. So we're just expecting on future AMAs, we're targeting all the top tier ones, but we're also expecting them to just be more effective because of the ease of use and how easily we can explain the protocol now. But yeah, in addition to that, we've also got a bunch of banner ads across all your favorite crypto sites. So that's going to be driving to PegHub. I think if you follow our Twitter, you saw a sneak peek of one of the banner ads, but there's going to be those all over crypto. And then we're very excited about our ambassador program. So we've got this is open to anybody. So if you want, you can find that in our Telegram group. But there's basically a prize pool of about $2,000 US. And there's a bunch of tasks that we're giving out to our ambassadors. So sharing it, creating their own videos, tagging influencers, all these things that we're trying to grow organically across a bunch of different social channels, like things where we haven't previously been. And we're just getting ambassadors to do that for us and rewarding them so that they actually will follow through with the tasks. So those are some of the things we've got. We've also got some more traditional marketing plan with articles and like press releases that we're going to be doing on different financial websites. So yeah, you're just going to be seeing a lot of PegHub, a lot of BitBomb, a lot of CZ Pegs everywhere you look over the next month, and that's just healthy for the protocol.
Definitely. Yeah, and just to touch base on something that you mentioned there, it was challenging in the past doing AMAs and feeling like we're getting a lot of interaction, but when we don't have somewhere to send people where they can just easily understand what we do and how to get involved, a lot of that, like you mentioned, went to waste just because people didn't know what to do, right? All the people that are familiar with Tomb Forks already know all about us. We were the very first Tomb Fork, of course. So yeah, I think just being able to reach a different audience is something that I've been wanting to do and trying to do for a lot of months now. And I think we've really just nailed it. So very exciting.
Yeah, it's been quite eye-opening actually, before I was even sort of, working with you guys, just attending some of the AMAs, and you forget that, so many people in crypto have no awareness of Tomb Forks and, on the face of it, how complex they are. So yeah, I know I said it earlier, but genuinely, I think, the auto vaults will just, help us really reach out to a new group of investors.
Yeah, I was just saying, just from a personal experience. I mean, I was getting a friend on, in BitBomb, trying to teach him how to, first of all, get BNB, then, create the LP, get it into a file. Like it took me like an hour and a half over the phone with this guy. And now to be able to just be like, just go to PegHub and you got your fiat on-ramp there. Like you got 2 steps. So it's just so much easier. And that's what we're all excited about.
So we got a question here in the comments. Let's address this. It seems like it's a 2-part question. So the first part, similar concept that you tried to achieve with BTC single stake, straightforward, easy to access, but it didn't make a big impact on BOM. It's important that both sides are working. Regular protocols, BitBomb, CZPeg, should be attractive to maintain high yields to show on PegHub, which is the plans to improve them. So, I mean, I think we indirectly already answered this. BTC single stake is different from what we're doing with PegHub. PegHub is still on the DeFi side. So basically, BTC single stake had a completely different audience. That was someone that's not familiar with DeFi, that just has Bitcoin sitting in their wallet. They don't want to, bring it on to BSC chain. They want to, just strictly interact on BTC mainnet. And, basically it was a different target audience. What we're doing now is we're targeting the DeFi user, but any level of experience or skill or knowledge in DeFi. So everybody wants to earn great yields, but when you have the Tomb Fork complexity of pegs and boardrooms and all these different things that to be honest, 99% of investors don't need to concern themselves with. To get all that out of the way and just to showcase what our true strong point is, which is our amazing farms and auto compounders for the farms. That's what we're doing with PegHub. So, and to answer your question about what's being done for BitBomb and CZ Pegs, I mean, that is what's being done for them, is we're using PegHub to get people into the farms. To enter the farms, I was just showing the options. For example, on the Polkadot farm, you have to deposit DOT, which right away is going to sell half the DOT for BitDot. So that, everybody that enters those farms will be putting buy pressure on our PEG tokens, which will improve the health of, the protocols. So that's the whole reason for, everything that we did with PegHub for this redesign. So hope that answered the question. But if you got any other questions, feel free to let us know.
Just while we're waiting, Aaron, is it maybe worth just giving a bit of an overview of PHub? Because I know we've not done a huge amount yet marketing it, but it's been soaring. I think it's really exciting. So maybe worth just giving a bit of an overview.
Yeah. So let me share my screen again. So the PegHub token, it's something that I'm definitely extremely bullish on. And I think everybody on the team is as well as everyone in the community that understands it. So if anyone hasn't read the white paper, it seems like we don't have a link to the white paper here, although we might have a lot of the same information. Essentially, all of the developer allocations from all of our protocols. So that would be PEG tokens that are printed. That is share tokens that are, emitted, for the same amount of time that our farms emit share tokens. All those things that used to go to the dev team are now being used to buy PegHub on the open market. So that's how we're basically doing a revenue share. So instead of me taking all of those dev allocations, it's all going to PegHub. And, there's been, let's take a look. There's been 161 PegHub bought back. That is crazy. That is a lot of money worth of buybacks. So, once, Bit shares and CZ shares are higher value, and once the PEG tokens are in a healthier state, this number is only going to go flying, right? It's, we expect really big things with PegHub and the token price. So I feel like I'm missing something there in that explanation. Anything that I missed? Well, actually, so the voting is going to be a big part of PegHub. So, we have great plans for the future, including launching numerous additional seniorage protocols on other chains. So it's going to be the PegHub holders and stakers that are the ones that are going to decide which chain we're launching on next. Help us decide which PEG tokens or what we should be pegging to on those chains. So it's, to make those critical ecosystem decisions with us, you need to be a PegHub holder.
Yeah. And sorry, Aaron, I don't know if you mentioned it, but the other key thing is it's got a super limited supply. So just 10,000 tokens. If you combine that with the fact that, there's the automated buybacks, I think it's a pretty incredible opportunity.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's only ever going to be 10,000 tokens. There's no mint function. So, a bunch of those are locked up in vesting contracts right now. It's the amount of buybacks that we're doing. Once more people are aware of the PegHub token and, kind of just the tokenomics of it and realize how substantial these buybacks are, I mean, it's only a matter of time before it moves. I got a question here. Can you click on chart button on one of the tokens, please? Okay, yeah. So actually, I noticed a bug with that. So with Dex Screener, when you look at a Dex Screener chart, it actually wants the pair contract address, but we're using the BOG charts, and it seems that we're still supplying the pair contract and not the token contract to the BOG chart. So we just gotta update that. So it's not specific to you. It's a bug on that. I'll just show it real quick. So it's trying to show the chart for a pair, but that's not how BOG shows charts. So we'll get that updated real quick. All right, well, let's open the floor to questions. If you got questions for me or anybody on the team or just in general, we'd love to address them.
Well, while we wait for some of the questions, I do have some that I've accumulated throughout the past week or so from the chats. Here, let's start with when do you think the bull market will return?
Good question. So, I've been thinking the bull market was going to return for the last 3-4 months, right? So it's really hard to say. Obviously, I hope it's coming very soon. We were trading in a range there. BTC between like 19 and 21 or so for a little while. We did break out of that to the upside. So I really hope that that's going to continue. But it's the thing is, with what we offer here at PegHub and BOM and CZ, we're giving everyone the opportunity, including ourselves. We all participate in the farms. We're growing our bags, right? So we're not overly concerned about the price. We're all bullish on crypto long term, whether it's next month or 6 months or 12 months from now. I guess it's even better for those of you that still have a fiat job, because you can keep buying while the prices are low, and then you can keep compounding those. But
absolutely.
But yeah, but yeah, no, I think it's it's going to turn around at some point, and just keep building up those bags in the meantime.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, sorry, I was just going to quickly add my thoughts. Yeah, I mean, I was having a look at the charts earlier. I'm definitely no TA expert, but we're still kind of hovering around the 200-week moving average, and obviously a good bit below the 20-week moving average, which would be the sort of bull market support band. And I think it's the case that the markets, or traditional markets at least, typically bottom once inflation's peaked. So I think once we get that clear sign, then fingers crossed it'll be up only. But if the CPI print this month, coupled with earnings being better than expected or not as bad as expected, who knows, we might see a nice little pop. But equally, I think it's possible we might see another short leg down. But yeah, completely agree with you guys. Now's the time to be building our bags.
Yeah. Here we got a question from the community. What is happening with CZ Bomb LP?
So what's happening with that is we are going to be recreating. Well, maybe that's the wrong word to use. We're going to be switching that pair up to be a CZ Bomb BitBTC pair. It's a fairly easy change for us to do. So what I would suggest for anyone that's in that LP, and I don't think there's a ton of you because the TVL on that's gone down quite a bit, and I own quite a bit of it myself. But the bomb that you would have in that pair, as long as it wasn't recently bought and paired up, while PEG was super low, we will migrate that bomb to BitBTC. So just hold on to your CZ bomb, and you'll be able to pair that back up once we, all we have to really do is redeploy an Oracle and switch a couple things up, and we'll be able to have that pair pegged to BitBTC instead. So I'd say just you can unpair it and just hold that bomb, and we'll have a form ready in the next day or so, I think.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah, for that you'll be able to submit to migrate your bomb to BitBTC, and then you'll be able to pair it back up right after.
Fantastic, thank you. Another one from my list. Why did you buy a Bored Ape NFT?
So I bought it for a couple of reasons. I guess the main reason was just credibility in the space and being able to grow my socials. It's something, it's a prestigious status symbol, I guess you could say, on social media. And, a lot of the guys that are heavy into crypto, they, it's something that they have, and it's, I've seen my Twitter account blow up ever since I had it. And, I do think that they're going to go up in value as well. So it's, that was a secondary thing, but really, yeah, no, I just wanted to, I saw that prices came down a lot from what they had been previously. So, I thought it was a great opportunity to join that exclusive club and, get some prestige on, myself and the protocol overall with that.
Yeah. Like you said, prices came down. It's a time to accumulate on all sorts of things.
Yeah, whether it's monkeys or cryptos. Yeah,
exactly. Thank you. Okay, another one while we wait for community questions from these chats. As a long-term DOT holder, why would I use your protocol? Upsides and downsides.
Yeah, so the main reason is that we can offer you yields without giving up that exposure to DOT, right? So typically if you're going to farm, obviously there's single stake options such as staking it with a validator, things like that, but those typically pay very minimal amounts, like single digits per year, or maybe low double digits. So with our protocol, you're able to get a much greater yield than that and still maintain not the pure single stake 100% exposure to DOT. There is some external factors, but it's as close as you're going to get to 100% DOT exposure, and the yields will quickly make up for any difference that your assets might move based on the LP changing or different things going on behind the scenes. But yeah, it's just the best way to earn with your DOT while still having without giving up any of the exposure, really.
Agreed. Thanks. I have another question in the community, in the chat. BUSM stablecoin is currently at 0.16. Wow. Any plans for this?
I mean, I've tried to prop it up a couple of times recently. It seems somebody just hammers it right back down every time I do. But yeah, I mean, we're going to have different options for collateral. That's not really going to help the price. That's just going to let people borrow it. So we will appoint someone to lead that project and kind of be able to answer that question better in the future. We've had a lot going on lately, so unfortunately I don't have a great answer prepared for you for that one, other than we're not going to abandon it by any means. We have big plans for it, likely to go cross chain, likely to have numerous collateral options on every chain that we go on with BUSM. Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you. Another question: will the BUSM Vault eventually move over to Bitbomb?
So I guess the short answer is yes, but just because that question wasn't really worded correctly, I'm just going to kind of address that. So the vault that's currently in BUSM, or wait, are you talking about the farming vault, like the pair vault?
I guess you'd probably be talking about the farm, yeah.
Okay. Because that's kind of like a vault too, where you like deposit X bomb to get BUSM. But if I'm talking about the wrong thing, just feel free to mention it. But yeah, so that we will move that. Well, we'll have to do a vote for that. But yeah, we will get that incentivized somewhere else.
Yep.
But just to answer what I thought you were actually asking at first. So to borrow BUSM. Okay, so you just confirmed that he's talking about the farm LP.
Yeah.
But just I want to address anyways so right now you can borrow BUSM by depositing XBOM as collateral. Obviously, since we are moving towards really focusing on Bitbomb instead of the original bomb, we are going to have additional collateral options there. So the XBomb option will remain there. We might deprecate it so you can't deposit anymore, but anyone that's already involved in it will definitely be able to continue their position and close out their position whenever they want to. But what we'll probably do is we'll probably look at what Abracadabra has been doing in terms of collateral options, and we'll probably follow suit because they're the experts in the area. So, but likely we'd do something like the Vault receipt tokens. So if you jump into the auto vaults for any of our pairs, you'd be able to use that receipt token and borrow BUSM against that, because that receipt token in itself is a yield bearing token. So I've seen that Abracadabra also offers like just the LP itself, which I guess is technically a yield bearing token because you earn fees from every swap, but it's not nearly as yield bearing as the Vault receipt token. So we'll likely go that route.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, actually, I think we missed one. What are your thoughts on taxes? It has been very controversial on the group chats lately, as it seemed like a very negative factor to attract new investors. So I will say it's impossible to please everyone. When we came out with CZ Pegs, that was performing very strongly out of the gate, and everybody on the Bomb Discord was dying to get taxes introduced onto Bomb, right? So it's something that we said we'd look into. We'd figure out the best way to potentially make that switch, and we decided to go ahead with it, a couple of weeks after. Well, we didn't decide it. We put it up for a vote and it passed, I think 100% to 0. So my thoughts on taxes is that, I think they're great, right? Like, I think that, we all need to work together to keep the PEG tokens over PEG. The PegHub redesign and, launch and all the marketing that's going to go along with that. It's going to be a massive help to, keeping the PEG tokens over PEG. But yeah, if people are just only participating in the boardroom and they just want to dump their tokens every time, regardless of what PEG is at, which unfortunately there's a lot of people like that in the community that don't seem to really care, even if their shares will continue to print in the future. So, I think taxes are, really going to help to kind of limit how much those people can suck from the system, so that the investors that are working together as a team with the whole community to keep everything healthy, they're the ones that'll benefit. And, and on PegHub as well, where, we've taken taxes out of the situation, or out of, basically there's no taxes on PegHub. People enter with fresh money, and when they exit, they're going to exit out to the same token that they entered with. So because of that, we've whitelisted PegHub from having to involve taxes, just to keep things simple for new investors. So.
Well, thanks. You also answered the next question. Are taxes ever present on PegHub? There you go. Thank you.
Yep.
While we wait, I have another fun one that which coin on BitBomb on how about let's try that again. Which coin on PegHub do you think can do 100x?
Interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really bullish on, besides like your typical blue chips, like obviously like Bitcoin, Bitcoin it's amazing. It's stable. It's great in a bear market, but, and I think it's probably going to 10x off the lows when we hit the bull market. But I think some of the other smaller ones that we have, and I say smaller, they're still like all top 25 cryptos, or, even higher than that, some of them. I think, DOT hit, I think 45 or maybe even 55 it hit last time it ran up. So, I think that potentially, I don't know about 100x, but from $6, I could see a couple $100 potentially.
Well, let's go around the team and see what everyone thinks. What's everyone's favorite? I'm sticking with ADA.
ADA's been doing great lately.
I'm a fan. I'm a long-term fan of ADA, but we'll see how would everyone else.
Go for it.
I'll go with the very obvious one. There's this new token called PHub. Easy 100x.
Yeah.
Well, that was the easy answer. That was just given.
Personally, I think this question is a little nuanced, especially if you consider what PHub is doing. Give yourself a nice time frame of a couple of years, 3 years, let's say. You're going to be accumulating in the vaults, auto compounding. It keeps growing and growing. So to get 100x, you only need like a 10x in price action and a 10x in auto compounding, because that's 10 times 10. You get your 100x there. So after a couple years, if you 10x your amount of coins and let's go with Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up a 10x. There you go. You've 100x'd. So in one way, if you give yourself a couple years, I say every coin on PegHub has the potential.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% with that. I guess I was kind of answering the question about just strictly the price side of it, but
I cheated.
Yeah, you cheated. It really is incredible when you couple like the potential of some of these coins in terms of their price value appreciation, along with what compounding can do for you. We've seen it with the auto compounders on the original Bomb. Even without B share being, as valuable as we would have hoped for a lot of the time that the vaults were running, we still saw those LP positions 3, 4, 5x from when we launched those auto vaults. So, just imagine, if B share was maintaining like $1,000 plus price, which I feel that, CZ pegs, the CZ share token and the BitShare token are going to maintain those high values because of, constantly being over peg with all the efforts that we're making through PegHub. It's not unrealistic to say that in the next 2 years, while our emissions are running, we could have those LPs 20 to 50x, depending on how high those share tokens are and, how busy the farms get, right? Like if we have, hundreds of millions of dollars into the farms, we're going to need a very expensive share to keep, to keep the daily APRs super high. So you'd still be looking at easily like, 10xing your LP size over 2 years. But if probably in these early days, that's when it's really going to grow the most before the farms get really saturated. So,
yep. Good time right now. A couple more questions in the chats. First one, I'm gonna ask maybe to give a bit more specifics on the question. Is this linked to Bombfarm?
Okay, I can answer this.
Go for it.
So, so basically, we have a couple different sites. So we have vaults.peghub.com. This is our, I guess, rebranded bomb.farm. So these are all showing the exact same thing. And as well, obviously we have the PegHub app, which is an easier to use, more visually appealing version of the same thing. Although we don't have all the pairs here and we've limited the options for deposit and withdrawal. So for our power users, I'd suggest using vaults.peghub.com. And we probably will just create a redirect from this to the PegHub Vaults page, just to keep everything consistent and under one friendly brand. But I think that probably answered your question.
Think so. Thank you. Next question. Hi. Will I pay taxes if I use my BitAda to create an LP in the Auto Vault?
Yes, you will. So anytime that you're selling a PEG token, so even if that means you want to sell half of your BitAda for ADA, you're still selling a PEG token. So that's something that we discourage people from doing unless we're over PEG. So it's the best bet for you right now would be to use fresh ADA to pair up with your BitAda and then make an LP, because, that farm is paying extremely well right now. And if you're just sitting on BitAda in your wallet without it doing anything, if essentially just say you brought $1,000 of ADA over and you paired that up with your BitAda, now you have a $2,000 farm earning crazy returns, right? So it's a pretty easy decision. I think I addressed that pretty heavily in one of the bombshells, I think 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. PHub better 100x.
Better 1000x.
That's a bit better.
It'll get there. It's just a matter of who's coming along for the ride.
Yeah.
Not financial advice. All right, well, let's finish up. If anybody has any questions, let's try to get those in the next couple minutes, or if nobody has any, we can conclude. We do have another AMA coming up in about 3 hours. I'm not too familiar with where that is, so if one of you guys knows, maybe let everyone know.
It's going to be at the SIRS Investors Group on Telegram. We'll be sharing links in about an hour or so. Just keep an eye out on our socials.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be our first big AMA since the PegHub redesign. So really excited to see how everybody, the reception to it, and what kind of questions that we get.
Yep.
Got a question in the chat here. ETH will replace EMP at CZ pegs, or better remove it completely and share the rewards among 3 farms only. So I've been thinking about this a little bit. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I think for now it's safe to say we're just going to leave things as they are. Back when we first launched CZ pegs, there was EMP was really unhappy with us pegging to them. So I did map out a plan of how we could switch that without anybody taking any kind of losses. So it is something that I've put some thought into. But, that's something that would definitely, if we were thinking about it, would come down to a vote. So, if that's something that people want to see, then, be vocal about it, and we'll propose a vote. And then we'll just go ahead and do whatever the results of the vote say. Although, we will be launching on ETH mainnet, so that'd be a great spot to peg to ETH in the future. So, and it's there's not really a great way to transition out of, it's easy to migrate from CZ or from EMP to ETH. just because, they're both basically pegged to the same thing, or one is ETH and one is pegged to ETH. So we could, they're at a 4,000 to 1 ratio, I believe. So we could just swap CZ EMP for, CZ ETH at a 4,000 to 1 ratio. And essentially we're good to go. So there's a, very easy migration path there that's fair. Whereas if we just remove it, or if we change it to something else completely, there's no way to make everybody happy, as kind of as we saw with the BitBomb migration, right? Some people missed out on the BitBTC because there wasn't, enough for everybody to go strictly into that. And, it's whenever you have a migration, some people are going to be unhappy with it. So it's, I'd rather avoid that if at all possible.
Agreed. I have another question in the chats. There was a lot of concerns about tokens not being pegged. Can you address that, Aaron? And what are your plans, etc.? Asking for them.
I mean, I don't know how many times I could say the same thing. Like, this is why we launched PegHub, to get people into farms. When people enter farms, it buys peg tokens. So, sorry for the short answer, but I feel like that's what this whole AMA was about, basically, is how PegHub is addressing that issue, right?
Agreed.
So,
other than that, he does love what you do. We all do.
well, we work very hard, make things work. So
yeah,
tough in the bear market, but we'll come through.
Yeah. Add on to one of the earlier questions: cheaper gas to farm ETH on BSC.
True.
It is true.
But we're going to be on ETH mainnet anyways, and there's just to overgeneralize, there's generally there's more funds there. People are involved in bigger transactions due to the price of gas, and just that's where a lot of the whales live. So, I think gas is not as much of an issue on ETH, just because people are used to paying higher gas there, and people generally deal in larger amounts. So, yeah, that is a good point.
Yep.
All right, if that's all the questions, maybe we could conclude. Let me give it another 30 seconds for any more questions to come in. If anybody has anything to say before we finish up, feel free to go ahead.
Yeah, I'll probably sound like a broken record, but please do just help us get the words out there about the PegHub redesign. It's an awesome opportunity for everyone to get involved. So no, that's it for me.
Yeah, and share our socials. Like and subscribe. I've been told I'm supposed to say that. So so yeah. All right, guys. Well, everyone, thanks for showing up, and hope you enjoyed meeting the team. I'll probably have a bunch of these guys on with me in future AMAs, whoever wants to join. So
yeah,
big exciting things coming in the future. So thanks everyone for your vote of confidence and sticking with us, and we'll do everything in our power to make sure that that's a great decision that you made. All right.
Have a nice day,
everyone. Cheers all. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll see you guys at the next AMA coming up in about 3 hours.
Yeah.